Welcome. I have another paid Facebook ad trading indicator suite that I'm going to put to the test in today's video. This one is a bit different than the others I've already tested because there are so many indicators that come with this indicator package. This one's called Smart Algo. I think it's one of the more popular advertised indicator suites that's out there. I see ads for it all the time on my Facebook. And so here it is. I have the indicators and I'm going to take a simple strategy using one of the indicators, test it for 100 trades in a row, and then I'll have more videos testing some of the other indicators because there's just too many to get through for one video. I can really only do one indicator per video, but if I were to put all these indicators on my chart at once, it would look absolutely absurd. You're not meant to do that. One thing that I do appreciate about this indicator suite compared to the other paid indicators I already tested in my previous videos is there are so many and they actually give you some options to play around with. So with the other ones, I kind of had a hard time testing out strategies that kind of line up with my style. At least with this one, I was able to find a trend direction indicator, pull back to a discount zone indicator, and also oscillators for divergence and hidden divergence. So some positives there for Smart Algo, just so many different parts that I can make it work with my style, unlike some of those other ones I already tested. We're going to do the test, the 100 test. I'll explain the strategy for this one, but let's just go to their site here. This is Smart Algo. Lifetime is 500, so it's more expensive, way more expensive than the other ones I tested already. And then they have monthly plans as well. So there it is. You have a ton of indicators. They also have a scalping bot. I'm not going to go through all of the specific things. You can go to their website if you want to look at it. But I have on my chart the Smart Algo Pro V3. There's a V4, there's a V1, V2. They have a bunch of different indicators along with these oscillators here. I'm not going to be using these oscillators in this video because I'm doing a very simple trend direction with a pullback to a reversal zone. And that's going to be the strategy I'm testing here. This indicator, if we go into it, we can see it has a bunch of different parts. So it has buy and sell signals. It has suggested take profit zones, stop loss stuff. I'm just going to keep it simple and do what I think seems to be the most effective way to go about trading with this indicator, and that is putting on reversal bands and a trend ribbon. That's it. So while I could have these buy and sell signals and filters, and I could be putting my take profits and my stop losses on for me, I just don't think that's the most effective way to trade. So let's go ahead and talk about what I'm actually going to test for 100 trades in a row with this indicator. And as I said, I have this trend ribbon and I have this reversal zone. So I am simply going to be looking for this reversal zone to go underneath the trend ribbon, right? And then the first pullback into that reversal zone in line with the trend. That's going to be the trade setup. So you can see we come down below the trend ribbon here with the reversal zone indicator. Price pulls back into it. So you can see I'm going based on the candle here. And then we can look to that next candle. We do go up to that point on the reversal cloud right here, because we can only go based on the close of the candle previously. So that would be an entry right there, pulled back into the reversal cloud, and the reversal cloud is below the trend ribbon, okay? That's the setup, and the target will be the other end of the reversal cloud. Stop loss based on a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio. So this is the setup. This is exactly what I'm going to be testing. Let's go back to the previous one. There's only one setup per reversal band or per flip over or under this trend ribbon. So we're looking for the first pullback after the flip over or under the trend ribbon. So we see that the reversal cloud starts coming up above the trending ribbon right here. So we can then look for a pullback into it, the first pullback into this reversal band. And so we get that right here. So there's a long at that point. I'm going to target the other side of the reversal band in line with the trend, and then 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. So that is the setup right there. And I did it this way because I just noticed with this trend ribbon that typically when we get the flip above the trend ribbon, that we see follow through for at least once after the first pullback. So I figured this is probably going to be the best strategy I can come up with using this. And of course, we can mess around with break-even, stop loss, and looking for a divergence and stuff. But I just wanted to keep it simple for this first test here. So we flip below, first pullback, then we look for a follow-through. Pullback, first pullback after flipping the cloud, or after flipping the trend ribbon. First pullback, we looked long. Here again, we come under. This is for a short. Reversal bands come under the trend ribbon. We look for the first pullback into it. So someone might say, okay, this is going to be the short up here at a much better price. But remember, I'm basing it on the close from the previous candle. So here on this candle, we know that's the close of this reversal band. So I'm going to be looking for price to pull back to that point. And so that's why that is the short setup right there. And then we're going to target the opposite side of the reversal bands in line with trend, going 1 to 2 on the risk to reward ratio. So that's the setup right there. And this is no break even stop loss. This is just simply 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, no break even. So if price goes almost there but then reverses, it's going to be a loss. So of course, the results can be improved, but I'm going to do the 100 back tests now, and we can see how it works out. Okay, results are in for this 100 back test, and here they are. Tested on Bitcoin US dollar, 15-minute time frame using a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. Took 9 months of price data for the 100 back tested trades. Out of those, 51 winners and 49 losses. So performing very well. Most wins in a row was 7, most losses in a row was 6. Gain on the account, 53%, and that's assuming not compounding 1% risk per trade. So this did really well. Pretty surprising considering there was no hidden or regular divergence used, just trend direction and reversal zone indicator. I actually really like this trend direction indicator for that first pullback after the turn. When you see it kind of arc around here. So for example, here, you start seeing it curling up with price over, and then you look for a pullback, that first pullback after we start seeing that arcing. And then same thing over here, starts arcing and turns red, price is under, and then looking for that first pullback, first 1 or 2 pullbacks, typically get a follow through. So I actually like this trend direction indicator. We'll have to see how the other parts of this work. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the buy and sell or the set up for the take profit and stop loss, things like that. Not really a big fan of them. Same reasons as with the other paid indicators that I tested. They just don't get me in where I like to get in with my style of trading. They get in too late. for my taste, I prefer getting in at a discount when prices pull back a lot. So, for example, if we have this, see how we get this pullback here, and then we get a buy signal, but the buy ends up getting us in all the way up here. I would love to get in near the low of a pullback, not after a big move up. So here's another example. Here's a buy, gets in all the way up here. I much prefer getting it down here at a discount in line with the trend versus when price is already extended. So I'm seeing the same issue on this specific indicator, the Pro V3, that I saw on those other ones. One thing I did like, though, that I saw on, I believe it was the V1. Oh, no, it was called the Swing. Where was that? So many of these. Here we go. The Swing. This one, you can see it actually puts in signals at tops or bottoms. So I think it's based on volume and also the type of candle. So you might get a signal like this one, strong sell, where it actually gets in off that top candle instead of putting you in way down here, like with this sell signal here that puts you in way down here near the bottom, versus this strong sell signal that puts you in way up here, which is more up my alley as far as where I would like to take entries off that, like a swing failure pattern with a shooting star candle or something like that. And again, you can see here's a strong buy. So this one is promising in my eyes. See this strong buy here? Gets you in here. Much preferred to getting in on those buy and sell signals where most of the time they're getting in late. So this indicator, the swing one, does have some promise with those. I'm not going to say anything with it yet because I haven't tested it properly, but I am not a big fan of these buy and sell signals because they typically get in very late. So that's what I'll say for now. I'm just trying to go based on the data. I'm not really trying to give my opinion about these paid indicators. I'm testing a bunch of different ones. So just trying to show you the data and show what to expect from paid indicators, really. And I guess the positive of this specific one, the smart ALGO indicators, is you get so many different indicators that actually give you a chance to experiment with a bunch of different styles of trading, not just a kind of one-dimensional style like with those others that I already tested in my other videos where I was not a big fan. So this one so far I'm liking more than the other ones that I tested already. So we'll see how it holds up with some more testing on the other indicators. But that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day.